Hey guys, welcome back to another moto vlog. Today we are going to wash my 2014 Harley-Davidson Iron 883. Okay guys, so what I'm doing today is I'm going to give my bike a wash. I probably wash it maybe 2 or 3 times a year, depending on how dirty it gets. This is actually only the second time this year I've washed this bike. If you look, I have matte finish paint on this bike, so I usually take extra precautions when I'm washing with this particular type of paint. And I usually take extra precautions as well with the electronics on my bike, so I usually cover them up while I'm washing it, like so. And getting back to the denim paint, one thing I noticed a couple times when I washed this bike is you want to get all that loose grime and stuff off your bike first by rinsing it off with a steady flow hose, and make sure your flow is steady. Make sure it's not, you know, blasting, because you don't want to blast all the loose stuff all across this paint and it can end up scratching it, which has happened before, so I want to make sure I avoid that. Also, what you want to do if you have a high flow air cleaner like I do, you can get you one of these pre-filters like I have here from S&S, or you can actually get like a trash bag or whatever, covered up, and you'll avoid water getting in your intake, so you don't want that to happen. Alright, so we'll get it wrapped up and we'll get on to the step of soap and water. Alright, so here's my trusty Walmart trash bag. I'm just gonna kind of cover up the intake area, that way I don't get any water in there, so that should be good. Alright, on to the next step. Okay, so as far as what I use as far as soap, I use the Harley-Davidson Sunwash bike soap. This stuff is really good because it's really good for denim paint, and instead of having to wash your bike out of the sun, you can actually wash your bike in the sun with this stuff. I guess it's formulated to allow that to happen. So you just want to spray a little bit in with some water, get it nice and soapy, and then we're gonna go ahead and rinse the bike, get all the loose dirt and grime off first, and then we'll start washing it with our microfiber. Okay, so directions say, allow motorcycle to cool, it's been sitting. You want to rinse motorcycle with water, remove any loose road grime. Use 1 ounce of Sunwash for every 3 gallons of water. Wash surfaces with HD wash mitt soaked in solution. That's if you have one. I just use microfiber towel. Make sure it's new, make sure it's clean, and then when you're done, just rinse off the water. That's it. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, so we got our water, it's nice and soapy, so let's go ahead and spray the bike down. You want to make sure you use maybe like the shower setting on your hose, or just let it drizzle over the bike. Like I said, you want to get all the loose grime and dirt off first. So let's get started. I'm actually gonna give it a little more pressure underneath on the frame and get all that other loose stuff out. Alright, so tools for washing, I use a brush like this to get the tires and parts on the frame, and then on everything else, including the matte finish paint, I am going to use a clean new microfiber towel. That way I don't get any scratches from some of those old microfiber towels you've been throwing into the dryer. They get lint and stuff on them. I mean, that stuff can scratch your paint, so you want to do new and clean. On the tires and on the more metal parts of the bike, I want to use something a little tougher. That's why I'll use the brush. But for on all the painted surfaces with this denim paint, I will use this stuff. you can take your bags off if you want. I usually leave them on. So now I'm going to take my bristle brush and get the real grimy stuff. This, the wheels, the metal parts of the frame. Just all the parts that need a good scrubbing. You'll use your brush on or another cloth or something. Just get all them hard to reach spots. I'll come back in with my towel and get them. All right, so again, use a gentle setting and just rinse everything off. Just work your way down from the top. Now for things like my speedometer and all that stuff, I usually clean with glass cleaner. So in between washes, I'll usually use the ammonia-free Windex. Does a good job, and it won't eat your paint. All right, so I got my leaf blower here, and let's go ahead and dry it off. Alright, voila. Pretty dry for the most part. One thing you can do is take it out for a ride and make sure it's completely dry, or you can go over it with a microfiber towel and completely dry it by hand. But here she is, nice and clean. If you guys have any questions, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. If you have any suggestions of your own on how you clean your bike, what you do, please let me know. Especially if you got matte paint. That's all I got for today. Like this video, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.